Mom's way too young to be part of the peace generation. She did go through a grunge phase, though.
I ignored Brad's bitching and moaning and concentrated on Meadow. Want to get out of here? You'd be surprised how many times that line actually has worked, but I wasn't really counting on it to work on Meadow. Despite the fact that she'd been playing grab-ass with a creep like Brad, she seemed intelligent enough. She smiled at me.
I don't think so.
Listen, Nyx, Brad blustered from the floor. Meadow's mine. I raised an eyebrow. She doesn't seem to think so.
Want to dance?
She gave me a smile so dazzling that my head spun. I nodded and grabbed her hand, and we exited the bathroom, ignoring Brad as we went. The music hit my bloodstream as potently as any alcohol. I lost myself to the rhythm as Meadow swayed in front of me. Heads turned to enjoy the view. I couldn't blame them. The tap on my shoulder wasn't completely unexpected. I knew Brad would come looking for us eventually. His hurt pride wouldn't allow him to slink off, no matter how much the kick to the balls had made him want to. I took my time turning around. Brad would probably take a swing the minute I did, and he didn't disappoint me. Mortals were so predictable. I ducked and his fist slammed into the dancer behind me. Dancer dude shoved a burly-looking guy, who flew into a couple making out. That guy moved his girlfriend out of the way and shoved the burly guy. Burly guy flew into a group of girls, and they shoved him back into the crowd. Burly guy bounced around like a ball in a giant pinball machine. Pretty soon there were punches being thrown wherever I looked. Two girls rolled around on the floor, pulling each other's hair. That's when it became a serious bar fight. I looked around for Meadow but couldn't see her in the brawling crowd. I finally spotted her as she made her way to the bar, but then I lost sight of her when Brad took another swing at me. That punch connected to my jaw. I bit my tongue hard, and blood spurted into my mouth. I grinned at him and hit him in the gut. I was no longer a tear-stained child, drenched in my mother's blood. Blood didn't frighten me any longer. Time had hardened me. I wasn't just a survivor. I was a fighter. There was a knife hidden in my boot, but I didn't need it to fight a mortal. Someone slammed into me and I lost my balance, but I was holding my own. I'd learned to fight a long time ago, and I'd learned to fight dirty. Things were going well, too well it turned out. Someone behind me hit me over the head with what felt like an anvil, but was probably just a bar stool. I went limp as the world exploded behind my eyes. I shook it off and tried to stand, but that douchebag Brad put a knife in my heart. And I'm not exaggerating the excellence of his aim. His blow went straight to my heart. It should have been a killing blow, but instead it felt like my heart was being squeezed by a giant fist. I stood there staring at him like an idiot as my blood dripped onto the floor. My aunts always said that I'd come to a bad end, but that was more of a promise than a prophecy.
Was she worth dying over?
Brad stood over me.
I guess you'll never know.
Ah, there it was. Although luck was always on my left shoulder, calamity kept her company on the right. The world wasn't any better or any worse today than it was 200 years ago. Mortals still killed each other in the name of their god, money, or sex. Some things never changed.
That hurt,
I finally said, right before I passed out. I bet you're wondering what kind of phony asshole I was, or if I was crazy or high or both. I have been those things at one time or another, but that was the old me. The new me was one thing, and that is truthful. I couldn't die, no matter how much I wanted to. When I came to, I heard Meadow and Brad talking, arguing actually. I opened my eyes and saw two of everything, so I closed my eyes while I listened to their conversation.
We can't just leave him,
Meadow protested.
I'm out of here,
Brad said.
My dad will kill me if this hits the papers. I'm staying,
Meadow said.
Suit yourself,
Brad said.
It's your life, what you have left of it.
If I ever saw that Brad guy again, I was going to curse him with an STD he'd never forget. I passed out again. When I came to again, I was on the floor, but there was a guy taking my pulse.
I'm an EMT,
he said. I detected a slight